I'm going to have to take away your internet privileges for today. And you're going to have to go down to the principal's office. That is cyberbullying.
Fine. That is an example of cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is a misuse of the internet, which is a legal issue in education. When we talk about the legal issues in education and internet use, we look at it from the teacher and the student perspective. From the teacher's perspective, with legal issues in education, we look at inappropriate videos. So this, for example, as a teacher in class, he's presenting to the students non-educational videos or videos with vulgar or abusive language. That is a very big legal issue. Also, we have, there have been cases where the teacher has forgotten that their laptop is projected to the whole class, and there has been pornography shown. And as we all know, that is a very big legal issue with child pornography. Another legal issue with internet use in education and teachers is commercial, and that would be like teachers using the internet for personal reasons, like to go buy clothes or buy things for their house. Now, when we look at the internet use of students, the big thing, and like as you just saw, was cyberbullying, and cyberbullying is a very big legal issue that we see and still face today. Another one issue with the student with internet use would be cheating on tests, things like that, using the internet for that, and unreliable information that you get on the internet, and also citing and plagiarism. And that is very big and could cause you a lot of trouble if you get caught. Also, when we look at the internet use by students and legal issues, we look at privacy rights. And are the teachers allowed to go into the student's computer and look at what they've been doing, or log into the student's computer and what they've been looking at, and things like that?
I want to talk to you today about certain legal issues in education. This includes search and seizures, a controversial legal issue that happens in educational situations every day around the nation. This includes the rights of the students and the rights of searching that teachers, faculty, and the police have on students at schools. Students do have some rights to their own privacy, but when it comes to their lockers or desks, teachers do have the power to search those items as they are school property and believe that students' personal belongings are not in those things. When it comes to personal belongings such as book bags, wallets, cars, teachers must have reasonable suspicion to search these items. They cannot do general searches or group searches on these. If they believe a student is having something that is against school rules on their body, they have to have reasonable reason to search. But strip searches are not allowed, and the type of search cannot be ultra intrusive. So when it comes to the police, though, they have a little bit more power, but they also need more reason to search. Police officers cannot just randomly come into a school and start searching students because they feel like it. They have to have reasonable cause to search, or they have to have an actual search warrant. Now, there's still lots of gray areas in each spot for the students, for the teachers, and for the police officers, and it comes down to school by school basis. But what I'm going to show you here is an example of a legal search and an illegal search. Here is the illegal search. Hey there, I'm going to search this now.
What?
Notice how I did not tell him, have any reasonable suspicion. I just snatched it away from him. Here is a legal search. Hey, Dion. Hey, just a heads up. We heard some reports that you might have some stuff that's against our school policy in your book bag. Do you mind if we just give it a quick run through, a quick look, make sure everything's all good?
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty. That is a legal search.
2,
Yep.
1. Dion, are you okay? You have a big bruise on your arm. Are you being hurt at home? Well, we should tell somebody about that, okay? Let's go tell somebody. Well, that is mandatory reporting, and with mandatory reporting, that is, if a student is being abused at home or anywhere, you are obligated morally and legally to tell somebody. It being the principal, it being sending in a report to the state. With mandatory reporting, you do not have to legally say who it came from, but it is okay if you do so, because if it goes to court, you will be sent, be there if it goes to court. With mandatory reporting, the only time it is not required is if it's attorney-client or clergy and penitent. So that's saying even teacher-student is not teacher-student. You must report it no matter what. With mandatory reporting, there is such thing as corporal punishment at home, being like parents. How do I say this? Parents punishing their students, punishing their children in a way. But where does punishment go into abuse, and when do we say that is enough and we must report it? Because there is a fine line between corporal punishment and child abuse and mandatory reporting with that. Because there's such a fine line, there's much room for interpretation. But with mandatory reporting, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but not saying it's a bad thing, because if the child was to leave the home, they would be separated from the families. It could go both ways. They could live a better, more fulfilling life, or they could be in depression and go down a dark hole. But we do have a moral obligation to make sure that child is safe and secure, even if that is taking them from their house. That is mandatory reporting.